Well, I thought I'd show a quick video of kind of where I'm at. I have dug the holes, and when I dug them, I use that old backhoe, and I come out real good. I dug them last night, kind of by guesswork, and when or yesterday evening, but then when I lasered them last night, because that's kind of a hold up all the time. I can't run the laser unless it's dark or you can't see anything. But I found out I had that one in the corner over there. I was like 2 inches or 3 inches high on that one. So I had to dig that out a little deeper this morning. But you can see what I'm doing here is getting into the clay. I scraped off all the topsoil. That's what's laying back there. And I took the clay and piled it all in the middle here, where it's out of the way. Because I want that separate. I don't want, a yard full of clay. Nothing grows in clay. But I want that pure clay. Somebody had mentioned when I put them posts in, am I going to put gravel around them? No, I'm going to put clay around them. Clay is the most stable and waterproof substance. Because I don't want, if you actually put gravel, even just a capillary action would suck water up to the post, and also lets air in. One of the things I've noticed over the years when we pull up old pilings and stuff, the bottoms are perfectly good. They're just like when they were put in. It's the top where the air gets to them that is always rotted off. You'll see that even on dock pilings will be that way. The part that's down into the deep muck, it stays perfectly fine. It's kind of preserved. So clay is what's going around them. That'll keep any water from sitting along the sides of them. They're kind of impervious anyway, but it's just as long as I'm doing it. So what I've done now is I put out grid lines. I lasered it. I'm running from those stakes because, after I pulled them stakes up to dig it, I had to do it over again. But now I've figured out where I got to put the forms in to pour that cement in. So I got to do that quick before the horses come through here and decide it's fun running through strings. The string I'm using is some heavy cotton cord. And I'm not sure, I think I got this from Ma. And I was curious, I'm very tempted to unroll that because it's rolled around this big old newspaper. And I would love to know at least what year this thing is from. It's like an old seine cord or something. It's heavy cord, but there's, every so often there's a knot in it. So it's like short lengths all pieced together. Like maybe 20-foot lengths, 15, 20, something like that. Good heavy cord though, and you can really get a good stretch on it. But I'm curious, I'm almost going to have to roll that onto something else just so I can see what that newspaper is. I'm very curious. Well, my curiosity got the better of me, and I finally unrolled it and put it into Hank's, because it's a 3-ply cotton that I think would work good. And you can see the 3 plies, on the old looms to make string heddles. So that'll be handy. But it's a Rolling Stone from 1973, December. And I was trying to figure out who the picture on the cover is. It's Hugh Hefner. Because you can see he's got the little rabbit blinking in, winking in his eye. But it's funny, I was just glancing through there and they're talking about that, my God, they should probably impeach Nixon. But it always makes me think, I always like to look at old newspapers. They're always interesting. But I remember growing up as a kid, the house that we were living in, the upstairs was just, like a kind of a, not an attic, but, not full-size walls on the, sort of full-height walls, just, they were only like 3 feet along the edges. But on the ends, on the gable ends, it was just a bare studs. And what they had done is glued newspapers over them for insulation. It was fairly common for people to do that. But the intriguing thing, they were old German newspapers, because a lot of the people in that area had originally come from Germany, you know. So it was interesting, but as a kid, I could never figure out, you know, why we couldn't read them. I mean, here they were papers, but the words didn't make any sense.